Figured I'd say thanks a lot for 5,000 subs, guys. I really appreciate you joining me along on this journey. If you want to follow something else, I've got my Instagram down in the description below. But other than that, let's get into why this car is so slow. Full interior, slow. Stock cams with big turbo, not really good. Kind of slow. Stock transmission, definitely slow. It's got nitrous, but it's only to help that slow turbo spool, so it doesn't actually help in the top end. Did I mention full interior? It's got about 1 pound for every freaking subscriber I have. Oh, and it's only tuned on 93 currently, so, you know, slow. But even considering all of that slowness, it drives beautifully. Once I get the car in perfect mechanical shape, I'm going to retune it and refine it. I've already got somebody on tap. I need to buy an MPVI2 for HP tuners. And then we'll get some data log going. And then we'll get some, some spicier shifts, some spicier timing, because it's actually got like 6 degrees of timing pulled out of it from the previous owner. He's like, I don't know about that. So I pulled it out before he gave it to me. But the car's just marvelous right now. Just needs a little bit of fine tuning, and definitely needs some brakes because I push through these things when I try to boost it and launch it. All right, you can't even make this up. Park the work van, get out of the car, looking. I was like, what the heck is the litter in my freaking yard? Freaking $5, boy, let's go. I got a meth problem. Nothing but the finest Harbor Freight jack with the finest Harbor Freight jack stand for the finest Harbor Freight dolly for me to get underneath this car and do an oil change. And then you know why we use the pan that's already full of oil? Because if there's bad news, don't want to hear about it. Not bad, honestly. It's a very cold oil change in this 90-degree heat. But we got some VR1, 10W30, new Motorcraft filter. She's gonna be good to go. I actually ended up getting 2 oil changes worth at the parts store because it was like $5.30 a quart. Like, you can't beat that. Don't mind the bugs all over the front of both the cars. Filthy. Oh, look at them. Look at them pale ass legs. Damn, boy. Well, that's new. Looks like it's probably coming from one of the trans lines, but jacked it up and it looks like it's dripping off of something. That's no bueno. What in the heck? You know what? I think that's actually just coming out of the top here of the OEM transcooler lines, maybe? Because with it tilted up, it would tip that, the transcooler that's built into the radiator, not the radiator, the AC condenser radiator, and then it would drip out. That's crazy, because otherwise there's never been any transmission fluid dripping. Sure enough, look at that. You can see there, probably can't really see, but right in there, that line on the back doesn't have anything going to it. That's what the OEM transmission cooler is, and it's like the top slats of the AC condenser radiator. So with the car lifted up on the passenger side, it allows that fluid that was left in there to leak. So crisis averted there, I guess. Dang. Man, I just like looking at that alternator. I mean, look at that giant alternator. All of the watts go into the battery. Gotta power this this electric fiend. Plus, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the car came with a gearhead torque converter, just not installed in the car. So maybe when this transmission finally shits itself out and I get that one back there built, then I'll throw in the gearhead torque converter. That's the same torque converter I had in my last show. this is probably my most favorite ridiculous buy of 2021, other than this entire car itself. But I think we need to pop this puppy out for the first time and tighten down a drain plug on this really expensive build, you know. How extra am I, you ask? Well, I'm 24K gold ratchet on a Taurus extra. Yeah, I'm bougie. What about it? That's the most extra thing I've ever done in my entire life. Is this like... I mean, I swear there's a joke here to be had, you know. 2 in 1 hole. Something along those lines. Not a lot of you know this, but I work for BG now, so I love that BG sauce in my car. See if I can... this is going to be bad. Let's see if I can one-hand it. Oh, yeah. This is an oil additive we have that is pretty badass. So I put it in all of my cars. So the Taurus got it. The Golf got it. You know how it is. So we got some new control arms in. Not the best brand, not the worst brand, but get her fixed up. This driver's side is a bit crispy. I'll show you guys here in a second, but pretty nasty. Also, I don't know how many times I need to mention this, but yes, this car is slow. Yes, it has a big single turbo. Yes, it made 500 all-wheel horsepower. Yes, it only ran 1150. Yes, it weighs 4,600 pounds. I don't understand what you guys think is going to happen. It's just going to magically poop out a crazy-ass number? Like, come on. We're playing the long game here. We got to think about this right. You know, we're going to get this thing going properly. We need to make sure we're in good shape, because there's also a tie rod that's kind of iffy. It's got some slop in the drivetrain because of some bad bushings. And these AC massage seats, probably not the lightest around, but we'll take some weight out of it eventually. Don't worry, guys. It'll get better. It'll get better, for sure. Oh, it's so slow now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, sorry. Also, probably one of the most asked questions was, what are these wheels? These are TSW Bathursts. I believe they are 20 by 9.5, 35 offset. So if you're looking to get the same wheels, there you go. Because that was probably one of the most asked questions, other than how come it's so slow. So may as well make this a petty Q&A at this rate. Yeah, I'd say this one's a little crispy. The other side, however, not too terrible, but I'd rather replace suspension components evenly. Also that leak in PTU. But apparently the PTU is the only stock part of the drivetrain almost at this point, other than like the rear differential, but as far as engine bay goes. So I'll take a leaky PTU over a toasted one, I guess. I'm almost impressed at how many zip ties are on this puppy. So we'll clean that up too. Jeez. Someone invested in zip tie stock. This car does really have some nice pieces. It's got BC coilovers on it, so it's actually a little bit lower than even my Golf is, because that's stock suspension and everything. But kind of crazy. It actually rubs in the rear pretty bad. Might have to fix that. Well, I'd say she's crispy. Plus, I don't think it's supposed to be that loose. Yeah. Didn't feel very much of the install, but this one's on. Came with a grease fitting, so I had to grease it up. And should be good to go, at least on this side. Kind of pooped out on the other side, so This was actually honestly not that bad. Probably about an hour's worth of work.